This is Bumper to Bumper, the car show. Drive in anxious and cruise out confident. With the best automotive information for your vehicle. And now your hosts, Matt Allen and Dave Riccio.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Bumper Radio. I am Matt Allen. Dave Riccio is off for a little break today, enjoying some time off. I don't know what he's doing, probably something fun. But you know what? This radio is fun for me every Saturday to come here and talk about cars and help you guys out. And as usual, in Dave's absence, I bring with me my guy from work, Tim Nelson from Virginia Auto Service. Timmy, good morning.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning, everybody out there. Another little brisk day before we finally get some warm weather.
Yeah, right. I know we've had much needed rain all throughout the entire state and snow. It's nice to get that snowpack and get these reservoirs filled and the rivers running, and some of these dry ones that never run
and those greener for those golf courses.
Yeah, slightly. There's nice drenching and nice soaking. So, but it looks like that's going away. I think, Tim, you're the weatherman. Are we on our way to a little bit nicer weather?
Yeah, we're going to be about 63 tomorrow, and then by the middle of the week, we're going to be in the 70s.
Holy smokes.
Like I say at work, I play a weatherman on TV.
Right. And you told a lot of our customers today you're gonna be on the radio this weekend. So all those customers that saw Tim, if you're listening, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah.
So
call in.
There's we could talk about several things. Tim, I was not in the shop yesterday. I was out at a summit, if you will, with Napa Auto Parts. They tend to have an annual gathering of their many of their shops that buy parts from them, and they're our supplier, and they're a great partner in the business. And, boy, there's some interesting stuff happening. The technology is traveling so fast into the cars. There's a big-time shortage of automobile technicians. This is a job that is in demand right now. There's a large number of people in their late 40s, 50s. They're leaving the industry, timing out at retirement age, 55, 60. Whatever it is, a lot of those guys are single, small shops that, I work with Bosch quite a bit. I'm on a council advisory committee with Bosch Auto Parts, or the whole company Bosch, who, there's not a car manufacturer in the world that does not have a Bosch component on it, by the way. And a lot of those shops, the German car shops, they're traditionally little one-man, two-man operations, mom and pops, if you will, and they're starting to go away because the technology to work on these cars is so expensive. There's all the driving systems, all these radar warning, and heck, I was in a car the other day backing up at the shop. And I'm like, oh, my cell phone's ringing. I don't have the thing was vibrating because I was about to back into something. I mean, I knew it, but the seat's vibrating. I'm like, what the heck is my telephone on for? So all kinds of neat technology, and some of that technology will help you not crash and keep you out of trouble with the traction control and driver stability things. So that's very nice, especially, for example, we're going to be heading up, maybe some people, the kids like mine, I want to go see the snow. Papa, I got to go see the snow. Well, before you jump in your car and head off to the snow, there's a few things I want you to check. It's not like, hey, get in Saturday, hurry up and get your car into the shop. If you've done a fairly good job of taking care of your car, do the same thing I would do. You might want to pop the hood and check the oil. Tires. Make sure the tire pressure is good, or if you look at the tires and they're not very good tread depth, we want about 4/32 of an inch, especially if you're heading up north and you're going to be on wet roads. That would be the minimum. That's when people in the northwest and northeast replace tires most of the time, don't you think, Tim?
Yep, that's about right. That's about the perfect time to check those, and then also check your wiper blades.
Yep.
And make sure your washer fluid's working, because you're going to get up there, and it might not be snowing or raining, there's still going to be some leftover on the road, so that's going to contribute to getting on the windshield, and you're going to need to get that off of there. And that's the worst thing in the world is when your windshield wipers don't work or the washer fluid's not working and you can't see.
Now, in Maricopa County, you cannot buy the windshield washer fluid that doesn't freeze unless you buy it in concentrate, and that's harder and harder to find. So what I always tell people is, get some in there. It's going to be nice and warm under the hood. It's probably not going to freeze up unless you stay overnight or something. But when you get up to Munns Park or somewhere in Flag, pop in and buy the windshield washer solvent that does not freeze, because the last thing you want to do is put this fine mist of water on there to clean your windshield, and then no cleaning happening because it turns into a sheet of ice. I think it was Thursday morning, maybe Wednesday. 64th Street and Cactus, our Thunderbird area. Someone crashed into the power box, and they said it was because ice on the windshield. They couldn't see. So, Tim, several years ago, about 15 years ago, 12 years ago, we did a grand reopening, and we gave out ice scrapers. It was the funniest damn thing ever. People joked about it, but
you never know when you're going to use them.
They've been used a couple times.
Yeah. Well, I would say one couple quick other things is maybe have some water, food, and blankets, because you never know if you get stranded somewhere, and just it gets cold pretty quick if you can't turn your vehicle on for some reason. Yeah, big time. And a couple other things. Let's make sure we're working off the top half of our cell phone battery. Make sure it's charged up and you've got a good charger, and the fuel tank. I'm a last minute Larry. I run on the bottom all the time, especially in town. I know.
Until I fill up. Yeah, I know you know. I used to run out of gas quite a bit. But just work off the top half. I mean, you might just sit in the car, if you're traveling. Now, I think the storms are over, so it's not that we're expecting storms. I bet the roads are pretty clear. I think ADOT does a good job with that. But just, if you've got to sit on the side of the highway for a road closure for 45 minutes, even an accident, forget about snow, you're coming down the hill. And maybe you got to park for an hour, and you want to stay warm. Just let's make sure we have some fuel. And then you can always check the road conditions at 511. I'm not sure if that's on 511.com as well, Carrie.
.org, maybe?
Yeah, or ADOT, and just dial 511 from your cell phone, and they'll give you all kinds of updates. So whatever it is that you want to talk about, you can give us a call at 602-277-5827. It's 602-277-KTAR. If you're the type of person that likes to text, provided you're not driving, we may interact with you on text. We may answer your question. That's at 411-923. Tim, what else do we have? I know it was a crazy week. We had we've had some really strange repairs in the shop lately. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have some older cars in there.
Yeah.
And, we have the 62 Corvette. And the 66 Mustang.
62 Corvette has it's an original numbers car, 327 engine, and we're rebuilding the engine in that one.
Yeah.
And then it's funny, you have that car up on the rack. It's a convertible, so we couldn't have it out in the rain, so we had to get inside to store it. So then what do we have? Underneath it, we have another car that we're working on.
The 66 Mustang.
66 Mustang convertible.
Yep.
It's been sitting for a while, but a pretty cherry car we're putting together. And then while we're on the vintage stuff, 68 Mercedes, 280 SEC or something like that.
Yeah, we're almost on the tail end of that one.
Yeah, and that car had been sitting for a while. Really some really cool cars. But what's interesting at our shop at Virginia Auto Service, then right next to that is a 2015 AMG Mercedes getting all the brakes done and a high-pressure fuel pump and some other items. So it's the newer stuff all the way back to the vintage.
Yep.
Now I'll take that stuff in the 80s. We can go somewhere else with that. I like the really old or the.
There wasn't good music in the 80s either, I don't think. So we'll just.
Come on, Tim. Sure there was. Now, and then we had in some of these cars we had this 2003 Mercedes.
2002 ML320.
2000 ML320. This car ran flawlessly. Had no problems with drivability. The emissions coming out the tailpipe were actually perfect. Not a polluter at all, but the car would not pass emissions because there's readiness monitors. Every time the battery's disconnected or the fault codes are cleared, those readiness monitors kick on. They have to go through a series of tests so the computer can say, yep, no one's tampered with this. All of my systems are working. We had that car for 2 weeks. 3 weeks, drove it 397 miles. Going through the Mercedes cycle. Yeah.
The drive cycle. It's a very complicated cycle.
I think we have 13 hours of driving that car. That's just my if you average 30 miles an hour driving around town, which is pretty reasonable, 13 hours of driving if my math is not right. Not to mention the time we worked on it. I mean, what a nightmare that one was.
But we got it on Thursday.
Yeah, we got it to go through finally. We've got every single possible scan tool you could want to work on a Mercedes or a German car at our shop. Everything was dialed in. Everything was perfect. Not one part showing, not even out of the window. So we got lucky to some degree, and it worked. So just these emissions tests, it's not always that easy.
Cut and dry.
You know what? The other thing that happens a lot. Now I used to live back east, and it was the 1st of October. Whenever it got really cold for the first time, every single car was getting towed in with a bad battery. In Arizona, it's a little bit different. That happens in the summertime. First time it's 100 degrees, boom, all these cars show up with bad batteries. So if you are heading up north, make sure your battery is strong. You don't want to get stuck anywhere. That battery's been in Phoenix, and all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm in wherever, and it's freezing cold. I've never seen temperatures like this. That's a recipe for a failure. So if you've got a battery that's more than 2 years old, you're going to want to get that checked, and do it at your shop. Most shops check the batteries every single time, and if they do and they identify a battery, ask for an Interstate battery. It's a great battery. Many of the bumper-to-bumper shops carry them, and not only do the bumper-to-bumper shops have them, hence the name Interstate, they're all over the nation. Always off the interstate, you're going to find a place to get an Interstate battery replaced or warranted or checked out or verified, and maybe you've got a problem with your alternator or something like that. But if they're selling batteries, they can take care of that for you. So check out interstatebatteries.com. And then 602-277-5827. Any question you want to ask us about your car, we are here to help you with that. Doesn't matter. Maybe you're looking up the window and the oil change is almost due. Maybe you, like us, Tim, we're going to switch to 5,000-mile oil changes instead of 3. Got any opinions on that? You got the list of repairs. Anything going on with your car, we can help you with. 602-277-5827. You're listening to Matt and Tim, your KTAR car guys today.
Honesty and integrity. It's the only option. Hi, Spencer Doucet for H&I Automotive. H is for honesty, and I is for integrity. We built our business on these two principles. We opened our first shop in Mesa in 2009, and with the support from our loyal customers, we've now grown to a second state-of-the-art location in Gilbert. 2 locations, same principles. Quality service at a great value, backed by an industry-leading 60-month, 60,000-mile parts and labor warranty. Check us out at HandIAutomotive.com.
Gas or diesel, foreign or domestic. If your car hurts, take it to Kurt's.
That's our closing line, Pops.
I know, Jeff. Just reinforcing that we're full-service auto repair.
At Kurt's Auto Repair, we do it all, including diesel. We have the passion, training, equipment, and expertise for diesel. Our techs are ASE certified for diesel and advanced diesel diagnostics. Toy hauling, horse trailering, off-roading, or work trucking, we've got you covered.
Gas or diesel, foreign or domestic. If your car hurts, take it to Kurt's. Check us out at mycarhurts.com.
I almost forgot I was supposed to be talking for a minute. I was had my headphones on, kind of jamming out in my head. If I had some long hair, I'd be shaking my head, but I've got no hair, so we won't do that. Welcome back to Bumper Radio. We are jamming out with some Metallica right now. Tim's over here playing some drums in the air, and Kerry's nodding his head. And us old guys are having a little party in the studio. So welcome back to Bumper Radio. I am Matt Allen. Dave Riccio's off today. Tim Nelson from Virginia Auto Service is to help carry the conversation. Timmy?
Good morning. Good morning.
You've been on this golf binge for
since Labor Day.
And you've not missed a weekend of golf?
No, I have not. Every weekend since Labor Day.
Damn rain.
Yeah, I didn't get out this morning. It was a little wet, but I'll be out later today.
Oh, you're going to hit it this afternoon, huh?
A little bit this afternoon, yep.
You just go over to Palo Verde or something, pay a quick little short.
Yeah, I live right by Palo Verde. Yep. Yeah, a little quick course, or in Cano 9. Down in Tempe last week with Leon from Standard Ignition. Hey, Leon, if you're listening. We played Shalimar.
You're so dorky, Tim. So, anyway, if there's anything going on with your car, Tim and I are here to help you answer the questions, put you in your comfort zone. Maybe you're buying a car. Maybe you want to sell a car. Maybe you don't know when you should fix your car or if you should. Maybe the repairs are worth more than the car. Is that a bad idea to fix it? No, maybe not.
Well, your best used car is your car.
Well, that's true. That's for sure.
That's what we say. It definitely is.
Especially if it's on the borderline. We tell people, if you weren't shopping for a car before this, maybe we should just pump the brakes a little bit. Yeah. Let's take a look, see what is happening. So some of these cars, with this Mini Cooper that we have in the shop, that guy bought that car used. I'm not sure that he had it checked out. I forget in the conversation, but it had a failure. It turns out that it actually had a salvage yard engine installed in it that we didn't realize till we started pulling the thousands of pieces apart. You should have seen this car, and just millions of pieces just to get to the parts of the engine we have to access. You have to remove the bumper, the headlights, the whole front end of the car is off the car. You know, the radiator, have to discharge the air conditioner just to get access. And that was a car that, you know, maybe had we had a pre-purchase inspection done on this gentleman, might have saved $6,000.
Yeah.
You know, that bill I think climbed up to $7,000 to repair that car. And part of his problem was somebody else made a repair and didn't do a good job. And the second part of his problem is that it didn't have any oil in it. And folks, I'm telling you right now, these new cars are burning oil. And the manufacturers, I mean, I don't know the numbers exactly, but these 3.5-liter GM engines that are direct fuel injection, that's the key. If your car has direct fuel injection, we need to treat that a little bit differently than we have in the past. But, you know, GM is saying, you know, just to make the point, I'm going to make a number, but don't hold me to it. It's okay to burn a quart of oil every 750 miles. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. And then you take a car that only holds 3.8 quarts of oil.
Yeah, by the time you get to if it's a synthetic oil change, 5,000 miles,
it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, and so that's the other reason you hear us talking all the time about these extended drain oil changes and extending the oil. I had a rep in from Mobile the other day. He says, "Oh, our oil's great. It can go that long." I said, "Yeah, maybe the oil's okay, but the cars are falling apart." In between.
Yeah, maybe the oil can go that long, but if there's none in the engine, what does it matter?
Yeah, it's great that your oil's so good. I'm on board with that. But if there's none in the damn car, it's not going to last for very long. It's not going to work. So the rules are slightly different today than they were 5, 10, definitely 15 or 20 years ago. The industry has changed quite a bit. So we're going to take a call from Henry in Phoenix. Has a 2000 Mercedes. I don't know what model. Henry? You're on bumper.
Actually, I don't. But what I did see on Paradise Valley was a lady with like an 06 E350. Off to the side, hazards on, car looked like 500 pounds of people were sitting in each seat. So I'm going to assume she lost all her air and her air suspension, or that active body control or whatever they call.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking, like, what can I do to help her? But it says don't drive in that condition. So what could she have done? Anything?
There's probably not. That's a good point, Henry. We don't see as much of this. Actually, we do see it on the Mercedes quite common. And what Henry's talking about, for those of you that aren't sure, is the car is just sitting down. It looks like a lowrider. You see it in Lincoln Continentals a lot. The car's all the way on the ground. And what that is, that's got air suspension or air struts, springs actually. The springs are what hold up the car. In this case, they're airbags. They hold the car up to maintain the height. Then you have the shock absorber or the strut. That's what dampens the ride. So there's two components to that. And in these cases, there's sensors that tell how high the car is. That feedback goes back to the computer, and then there's a compressor, and there's a series of valves, and some of those are programmed when you're going 75 miles an hour down the freeway, they'll drop 2 inches. It's better fuel mileage, more aerodynamic, better handling, and what could have happened in her case if all four corners on the ground? That's something where one check valve failed or something, and there's really not a lot you can do about it. You've got to go in and diagnose and find out where the leak is. Maybe it's just a cracked line. But a lot of those have check valves in them, and not all the systems are the same. But really not a whole lot you can do, and you can ruin tires really fast. If you drive it. If you continue to drive it like that. So, Tim, I mean, and then we've done some of those conversions, and I don't really like to do them.
No.
Now I'm more apt to do one on like a Lincoln Navigator, for example, that has the airbags.
Some of the Chevy trucks,
and we
had older ones that had them. We've converted them. Those are okay. But I mean, on the newer vehicles,
I wouldn't do it on if you had an older car, like one of those examples, because the Lincoln Navigator becomes just the suspension of a Ford Explorer.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's
basically
essentially the same thing. But those, then you might have a warning light on the dash all the time, or something like that. So it's best just to fix the car back to.
Well, if you purchase the car to have that comfort, and that's a lot of that's for comfort and, like you said, fuel mileage, you might as well leave it like that.
Well, keep it like that.
Yeah.
And not all these conversion kits are great. The car might ride higher, it might ride lower. Then you take away all those active suspension settings.
And like you said, there might be a light on the dash then from once you change it over, and then that's always there irritating you. So,
And, we can use aftermarket parts. If you're at the Mercedes dealer and they're giving you a quote for this, or Land Rover is the other one that happens. We see those quite a bit at the shop, Tim.
Yeah.
We don't have to use the original equipment factory part. And oftentimes the ones that we're using, they're aftermarket. But they've gone in and they've corrected the manufacturing. They don't know what they don't know when they made these things 15 years ago. But over continued R&D and replacement and analysis of replacement parts, the remanufacturers are actually going there and correcting flaws that they didn't know were going to be there when they designed them.
Or a lot of times the updated version in the aftermarket's better.
Hence the updates.
Yep.
So that's one thing to keep in mind. It's maybe worth getting a second opinion if you've got that going on. So, that's another thing, Tim. Shocks and struts on cars. Fortunately, we don't have a lot of it here, potholes, but I see people talking about potholes and blowing out their tires and bending their wheel and really tearing up the struts and shocks in their car. We have
a little bit. Occasionally, I'll hit a pothole. Not very often.
You know what I noticed is it's not that we have potholes so much, but there's a lot of roughness. You go through the intersections and there's patches and there's stuff that's been made, and they're just rough on the car, and it's really going to show. When you
or if you live in a neighborhood with the speed humps, you're going over there constantly, and if you go over there too fast,
if you don't slow down like they're designed to,
that's just as bad as a pothole.
But I will tell you, and I know, Tim, what's our number one phone call from a customer to follow up and just have this glowing feeling about the car? What repair is that always proceeding
after we did the quick struts on the car?
Well, yeah, quick
or any
struts
type of struts.
any type of
suspension, because it makes it feel like brand new again.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like a new lounge chair.
Big time.
I always say that.
Yeah, that's why I say you've sat in that lazy boy or that mattress forever and it's slowly denigrated. Now you're like, holy smokes, how was I sleeping on that rotten old mattress or those running shoes that you used to have or whatever? You never really know till you got a good one. So 602-277-5827. That's how you get a hold of the show. 602-277-5827. Matt and Tim, your car guys, will I can't even talk. Be back shortly.
I listened regularly to Bumper to Bumper Radio and knew that they only referred the best shops. So when my beloved 2007 Honda Accord was hit recently, I simply went to bumpertobumperradio.com. Hi, this is Sarah from North Phoenix. Even though it was not the closest shop to my home, I chose Campus Auto Body Salon. I did my homework. I liked that they've been in business since 1973 and was impressed with their outstanding customer reviews. Every customer was completely satisfied. I even went to 2 other non-Bumper to Bumper Radio shops first. Then I went to Campus Auto Body Salon. Wow, what a difference. I met with the owner, Leo Petrozella. He was easy to talk to, gave me an initial estimate right on the spot, and handled all of the negotiations with the insurance company. Leo communicated with me throughout the repair process, and I could not have been more pleased with the outcome. The paint match, fit, and finish exceeded my expectations. If you've been in an accident, your first and only call should be to Campus Auto Body Salon.
Hi, Dave Riccio, owner of Tri-City Transmission and co-host of Bumper to Bumper Radio. Someday you're going to have to spend some money on your transmission. Maybe it's just maintenance, like an oil and filter change. Or maybe your transmission has developed a small leak. Or it could be that the transmission has failed and needs to be overhauled. You're going to want it done right and at a fair price. You're also going to want the shop to be in business 14 months later if a problem arises. At Tri-City Transmission Auto Repair, we can do all of that and so much more. From old Buicks to BMWs and Porsches, to CVTs and the new 8-speed automatic transmissions. Other shops may tell you they can't give you a price until they disassemble the transmission. At Tri-City Transmission and Auto Repair, we don't do that. We're capable of telling you the top, the bottom, and the average. This is from our experience of doing thousands of transmission overhauls over the last 4 decades. Find out more at TriCityTransmission.com. That's TriCityTransmission.com.
Arizona's news station. KTAR. On air, 92.3 FM. Online at KTAR.com. And streaming live on the KTAR News app. Your breaking news and traffic. Now.
KTAR News time is 11:30. I'm Nailea Leon. The winter storm has given folks up in the high country a bit of a break. Andrew Deemer with the National Weather Service says no more snow is expected to come down for the rest of the week.
In terms of snow totals, Flagstaff for the whole event got over 40 inches. Some places south of town, like Kachina Village, got even more. Snowbowl, I guess, had 54 inches reported, which is pretty remarkable.
He says the snow will stick around because temps will stay pretty chilly for the next few days. A New England Patriots owner, Robert Kraft, is denying allegations of soliciting a prostitute in Jupiter, Florida. Police say Kraft was videotaped twice in a sex act at a shopping center massage parlor as part of a 6-month investigation into a few spas. Police have not released details about the charges. Kraft could be facing trouble with the NFL. Now let's check in with traffic. Here's Mike Daniels in the Valley Chevy Dealers Traffic Center.
Thank you, Natalie. US 60 westbound at Priest Drive, crash blocking the HOV lane. Police and tow truck on scene, so hopefully they get that cleared shortly. Loop 101 northbound at Broadway, crash moved off right. Police on scene there. Expect some minor delays in that area. And a wreck off to the side, 10 eastbound just west of the Loop 101. This report brought to you by Smokey's Garage Door. Is your garage door squeaking, rattling, or just not working? The pros at Smokey's Garage Door will get you back on track fast. Free estimates and same-day service available. Just click Smokey'sGarageDoor.com. I'm Mike Daniels, KTAR News.
Clear skies today with a high of 56 degrees. Our overnight low will be in the mid-30s. Right now it's 46 degrees in Tempe. Weather brought to you by Howard Air. Whether replace or repair, call Howard Air. I'm Nailea Leon on Arizona's news station, KTAR News.
Gatos get deserving Valley teachers paid when you help KTAR News pay tribute to a teacher. Text teacher to 411-923 and nominate an outstanding teacher who you know raises the bar for education in Arizona. Mac and Gatos will pick one of the teachers that you nominate each month for a $1,000 payday. Help a fantastic teacher get $1,000 when Mac and Gatos pay tribute to a teacher. Text teacher to 411-923 now.
Trust. It's hard to earn and sometimes even harder to find. If you live or work in downtown Phoenix, Matt Allen's Virginia Auto Service is celebrating over 20 years of award-winning service at the corner of 7th Street and Virginia. Recognized as one of the best service shops in the country, their customers have come to trust Virginia Auto Service for its A+ rating by the BBB, 2-year 24,000-mile warranties, and free transportation to and from your home or office. 20+ years of earning your trust. Virginia Auto Service. They're serious about service.
Hi, Kevin Rowe from I-17 Collision in Phoenix. If the bad news is you've had an accident, the good news is that with one easy click on bumpertobumperradio.com, you have the best collision, body, and paint shops to help you get back on the road quickly, safely, and with a repair you can trust.
Dave Lindgren here from First Class Auto Body in Scottsdale. Don't be fooled. Some insurance companies try to convince you that you must use their approved shops for your repairs. Not true. Arizona law allows you to choose the facility that's right for you.
And I'm Leo Petrozello from Campus Body Salon in Tempe. Having an accident is stressful enough. Dealing with the repair process shouldn't be. Appearance is important, but it's critical that structural integrity and safety are top priority.
3 convenient locations and one united team. With almost 120 years of experience and expertise between us, we are solely focused on taking care of you while working with your insurance company. The Collision Team at bumpertobumperradio.com.
Honesty and integrity. It's the only option. Hi, Spencer Doucet for H&I Automotive. H is for honesty, and I is for integrity. We built our business on these 2 principles. We opened our first shop in Mesa in 2009, and with the support from our loyal customers, we've now grown to a second state-of-the-art location in Gilbert. 2 locations, same principles. Quality service at a great value, backed by an industry-leading 60-month, 60,000-mile parts and labor warranty. Check us out at HIAutomotive.com.
Few cities are as car-centric as Phoenix, and this is the show that'll help you to better understand that machine you depend on to get around the valley. It's Bumper to Bumper Radio. KTAR News on 92.3 FM and the KTAR app for Android and iPhone.
Well, good morning and welcome back to Bumper Radio. I am Matt Allen. Tim Nelson is in from Virginia Auto Service, filling in for Dave Riccio, who's out playing somewhere today. Maybe he's mountain biking in the mud. I don't know. I don't know what Dave's up to.
He could be at some baseball games too. You know, he's a Cub fan and he likes spring training, and it's that time of year.
Is it already starting?
Yeah, the Cubs it's their first home game because they get rained out on Thursday, so he might be there. You never know.
Well, that's possible. So 602-277 KTAR 602-277-5827. That's how you dial that phone. It's very easy. Just pick it up. 602-277-5827. Bing. And then you can call, and Tim and I can help you with your car. And, you know, your car doesn't have to be broken. I know there's all kinds of people out there who have questions or concerns, or you're avoiding something because you don't want to know the answer, kind of like when I step on the scale. I'm like, I don't want to do that again. I better go do something.
Or if you're in the market and looking for a car, and we can give you some advice on that, and make sure that you get the opinion on it, get it checked out before you do purchase it.
You know, we've talked about a little bit in the past, but there's that car company you're seeing, and I think they're changing the game in used cars. And I'm not talking about $2,500 for your kids. I'm talking about real cars that that you're shopping for. Your late model car, Carvana is a place you want to look. That system, we've talked with some customers who we've had a couple people bring their cars in. We do what's called a pre-purchase inspection, and we always encourage people to do that before you buy the car. Well, we've done a couple inspections, a post-purchase inspection on cars, and a couple of our customers have brought them in from Carvana. Man, they're clean. They get a clean bill of health.
Yep.
And the other thing I like about them, there's just kind of no BS. You can go through, you can sort, you go on their website. You just sort. If you want a car with a backup camera, you put that criteria in. They're only going to show you the cars with the backup cameras. So there's all kinds of filtering to look for your car. And then the warranty, that's the other thing we've had, Tim. We had a couple extended warranties the last few days. And sometimes those are a real pain in the butt to deal with, and sometimes they're not. But a couple customers bought some bad warranties. And I know the Carvana warranty, I've gone through and searched and spent quite a bit of time on their website. It's the real deal.
Yeah.
It's the right warranty. So if you're out there this weekend buying a car, you know what? The weather's nice, but, man, the weather sucked the last couple of days. You don't have to drive around all these dealerships. The other thing that's cool, 400 miles, I think you can have that car. If you don't like it, just call them up, tell them to come get it. You don't even have to go. So anyway, if it's just a new concept that's out there, I think it's worth looking at if you're out driving around car shopping today. So we're going to get with Rob in Mesa. What's he's got? Old school car, 66 Caprice. I don't know if I know anything about that, Rob, but I'll certainly try. What's going on?
I might.
Just a quick question for you. I'm new to the Valley, and I've got a 66 Caprice with a 396 in it, and it's tired. I'm wondering, who would you recommend to get it rebuilt?
That's an easy one for me. Now, what kind of condition is this car in? Is it a nice car that's original and you're trying to keep it cherry, or are you on the upswing with it, trying to bring it back and restore it, or what's the status of the car now?
I don't know. It's a four-door sedan. I'm trying to do it with all factory parts.
Okay.
I put buckets in it and that. It's just going to be a nice driver, something you'd drive to. Just
I think
not over the top. I'm not going to spend a lot of money on it. I just want to. The motor runs, but it's tired.
Right. Well, I would certainly take a look at ADS, Automotive Diagnostic Specialties, over off of
Chandler
Boulevard, about 52nd Street in that area.
Just east of the 10.
Yeah, and you can find them at bumpertobumperradio.com. By the way, you can find any shop that is worth going to. Well, all of the Bumper Bumper Radio shops you can find. If you're looking for one around the valley, go to bumperbumperradio.com and check them out. But Rob, to help you with that, go call maybe, or go stop in and visit the guys at ADS. Tell them what you've got. Take a look at their shop. They can rebuild that engine. They do amazing work, whether it's the highest end custom stuff. You know, I've seen Greg put out $100,000 customization on an AMC Javelin for a road racing car, and all kinds of custom parts, just right down to the basic engine rebuild on a car like yours, or even fixing your everyday driver. ADS does all of that. So definitely worth a look if you're in that Chandler area or South Ahwatukee. That part of town. And speaking of one of the other bumper-to-bumper radio shops, by the way, H&I Automotive, they've got a couple locations out in Mesa. They've been in the bumper-to-bumper family about a year now. And they built a new shop in Mesa because they're doing very well with their single location, decided to expand a little bit, and they're having a 1-year anniversary party next weekend. There's going to be all kinds of stuff happening. It's car show and the 50-50 raffle and some demonstration. They got a bounce house for the kids. They'll probably stuff some hot dogs down your throat and what other kind of stuff that goes along with one of those parties. So that's going to be at H&I Automotive, 4550 South Higley Road. I think that's a little bit south of the 202. Off Higley Road in Gilbert. So if you're out in that area of town looking for a shop to take care of you, the guys at H&I are certainly worth talking to. So 602-277-5827. That's how you get a hold of the show. And I am going to take, who are we going to take, Tim? We've got Robert in Phoenix as a 2014 Chevy Silverado. Robert, how can we help you? You're on Bumper to Bumper Radio.
Yeah, I was just wondering, on this Silverado, the lights go sporadically. They blink on and off. The power steering loses power, and it's just a crazy mixed-up deal. And in electronics, the dashboard goes crazy and everything. And I looked online, and they said that they recalled some models of the 2014, but my VIN number didn't fall into that category. And I was just wondering, have you got any ideas?
Well, if it didn't fall into the category, and you would have definitely got a recall notice, but when you say the light, so besides the symptom of the lights flashing or the dash blinking out, you said the power steering gets hard. Is that because the engine actually stalls?
It does stall. It stalls out, and then it kicks right back in. Well, not right back in, but, a couple seconds later it comes back in, and then it's okay.
So do you hold on a second, do you have to pull over and put it in park and start the car, or are you saying you're driving down the road, it goes dead stick, and then it comes back up to life?
It comes right back. I don't have a chance to pull over because it comes back on quick.
Tim is over here raising his hand. Tim would be a good second grader. Ooh, I got the answer, teacher. I got it. Tim,
hey, Robert, so I've had a car in here with a similar issue, and you have to look at the battery cables. Yeah. The negative battery cable on that model has an issue with the car intermittently stalling and then starting right back up again. So that's where I would start with the battery cables.
Yeah, make sure you have a good battery. And that's what I was going to say. Just, whenever you have weird electrical problems, that's the first place you want to start, is we got to look at the most common denominator on the car. What can affect everything, especially when you have a weird electronics problem like that? If the dash lights are blanking out, the electronics are going away, you want to go back to the most basic thing. That's making sure the battery is strong. The battery itself has good connections at the battery. And those side post battery terminals are sometimes difficult. I don't know if the 14 still has that. That's got the newer battery up in the the 101 series. But you want to make sure your battery connections at the battery are good. And not only that, if you've had some major work done on it, maybe the ground cable may have come disconnected, or somebody didn't get it nice and tight.
But if you have a shop that you go to, and if you don't, you can look on Bumper to Bumper Radio to find a shop. But tell them to look at the battery cables. That's
in I think most good shops.
Yeah.
And Tim, I think that's a timeout. I'm gonna say no. Don't tell the shop what to do. You tell the shop what your symptoms are. Tell them what's happening, and let them figure it out. Now you might say, hey, somebody said to check the battery cables as a reminder to them. Sometimes we do skip the basics, but just take good symptoms. Tell your shop what's happening, and let them sort it out. I don't know what we're going to do, Tim. I'm not sure if I'm going to take Don from Fountain Hills. Yeah, let's go for it. We're going to take Don from Fountain Hills before the break. He's got a 2006 Jaguar. Don, how we doing?
Oh, we're doing fine, and thank you for taking the call, and I really enjoy your show. Very informative.
Thank you.
2006 Jaguar, I had the caution light come on. I took it into a local service in Fountain Hills that's pretty well known here in Arizona. And they read that it was a fuel pump issue, so they replaced the fuel pump, had to buy it from a Jaguar dealer because they couldn't find it anywhere else in the market.
Sure.
Got the car back after 4 days, and the fuel gauge wasn't properly working. Took it back in. They kept it for another 5 days, said, come on down and get it. I went down. They said they couldn't fix it because the computer needed to be reprogrammed to accommodate the new fuel pump, and they didn't have that, the ability, and I'm on my own to go to the Jaguar dealer and have it reprogrammed.
Well,
does that sound right?
Well, it sounds fairly incompetent to me. that it very well could be right in the sense of that's what needs to be done, but it's completely wrong in the way of the sense that they handled it. That fuel pump job, and I may be speaking out of turn here, but I doubt it. That fuel pump job, when they looked up those parts and those labors, that included doing the reprogramming. You've already paid for that, in my opinion. I don't know for sure. I'd have to look it up. But at first blush, when you have to recode a component, that's what they call it, recoding, or you have to marry them together, the car needs to recognize this new part. If that's the problem, and that's a 2006. That's him
tough.
shaking his head.
Yeah.
I'm just not exactly familiar, but I believe you've already paid for that. And this is one of the, I don't know if it's one of my pet peeves, if you will, with some repair shops. If you can't fix the whole car, why are you fixing the car? Why are you working on it if you're not properly equipped? So there's a lot of shops, and they're mostly the chain shops and the multi-location type of places. They're in business, and they do all the easy work.
Yeah, it's like I don't make a batch of cookies and don't have an oven.
Yeah, and they suck all the good money off the job, and when then they throw their hands up and say, "Sorry, dude. Hey, Don, you're on your own." That's not very cool to me. That's not the way that it's supposed to be done. So, it may be a reprogram issue. Those have a saddle tank in them. They may have not connected something properly. So if they've thrown the towel in, you may go back to them and say, "Hey, guys, I think this is included. Maybe you should take care of this." Give them an opportunity to do that. And if they close the door, then you're going to have to go figure it out for yourself. You'll have to find a shop that will fix it, that's capable of fixing it, and then get it fixed. And then once it's fixed and we know what happened, then you have to decide, is there recourse with the shop? And then you obviously will know that's probably not a place that should be servicing your car, because all they know how to do is the easy stuff. And when it gets hard, they're not equipped. They throw in the towel. They're done. Not the way we do this at my shop, that's for sure.
No.
I mean, if that was at Virginia Auto Service and we couldn't fix it, I'm taking it to the dealer for you because you're my customer. I'm handling it for you. And that's the difference. When something goes haywire, it's how people handle it when it goes wrong, not when all the gravy's flowing and things easy.
Yeah.
And I don't care if that's in life or on your car, at your car repair experience, or whatever it is. So I'll step off my soapbox. We'll take a quick break and listen to Matt and Tim, the KTAR car guys today. Riccio is on vacation, and we will be back momentarily.
After a car accident, make your first call the right call to Campus Auto Body Salon. Bumper-to-bumper radio approved, 5-star rated with Yelp, CarWise.com, and A+ rated by the BBB. The best care in collision repair since 1973. Check us out at campusbodysalon.com.
There is nothing more important than family. Hi, Kurt Rock here for Kurt's Auto Repair. I brought my nephew and general manager, Jeff Rock, to help spread the word.
Thanks, Pops. Yep, the more things change, the more they stay the same at Kurt's. Family owned and operated, our ASE Master Techs and family ethics have earned us a perfect Better Business Bureau record for over 30 years. Just east of I-17 at 22nd Avenue in Bell, or online at mycarhurts.com.
Gas or diesel, foreign or domestic, if your car hurts, take it to Kurt's.
You love golf? Hey, we love golf. Want to stay informed and have a little fun? Just tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 for the Bunker to Bunker Golf Show, the Valley's #1 golf show. I'm Greg Ellis. And I'm Jim Hill. And along with Marty Monahan, we talk to tour players and insiders from around the golf world. So round out the foursome, your weekly tee time, 7 a.m. Saturdays on 98.7 FM, Arizona Sports Station, or catch up with us anytime at bunkergolf.com.
Ouch! Being out of tune is no fun, and maybe even a little painful. Hi, this is Lee Weatherby, owner of Accurate Automotive in Mesa. At Accurate, we are a family-owned and operated one-stop automotive repair shop that specializes in building long-term relationships that are in tune with your needs, not ours. We've been recognized nationally as one of the top shops in the country, but for over 20 years, our priority has stayed focused on providing quality automotive service and repair at a fair price. I invite you to come in and see the difference an in-tune relationship can make for you and your car. With our free courtesy inspection, a $49 value, we feel it is well worth our investment in you because we believe good long-term relationships start early with your first walk through our doors. Accurate Automotive, home of friends serving friends, just off Broadway and Robson in Mesa since 1992. For more information, check us out online at accurateautomotiveaz.com today.
I was hoping this would be the Run DMC version when that came up. Thank you, Carrie. Carrie's the man behind the music. If you don't know, we get all this back end stuff, makes the show sound good, and things happen behind the scenes. It's happening with Carrie and, of course, our great board op in there, hitting the buttons all at the right time and everything. So welcome back to Bumper Radio. You got Tim Nelson from Virginia Auto Service laughing in the background.
Good morning.
Carrying on. And I'm Matt Allen. Dave Riccio's out playing today in the snow maybe, or maybe he's out hitting the mountain bike and making mud puddles. This is great dirt bike weather. Holy smokes, I wish I had a dirt bike. No dust. Trails are fast. Some puddles to splash through. So I know plenty of guys that are probably out tearing it up on their dirt bikes today. And
snowmobiling?
Well,
I got a friend that's out there snowmobiling.
Really?
This weekend, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can keep the snow. You can have that stuff. I am not interested, really.
I like to take a peek at it and then say bye.
Yeah. I like to write my name in it.
We're not going to go there.
So, anyway,
somebody call, please. Somebody call.
Yeah, 602-277-5827. That's how you can answer, or we can answer your questions if you've got any about your car, and it doesn't matter. And by the way, if you missed the show or you want to hear what we said earlier, I think it takes a couple days, but all the shows are uploaded. They're on the website, bumpertobumperradio.com. There's a podcast there. We catalog those by topic. You can search for those if you're looking for something on your car. Look, you want to just hear us talk about something. Maybe you've got a problem that we've discussed. You can also find good shops there. And holy smokes, the phones just blew up. I don't know if we're going to get to all those. We could have a power round, Tim, here in a minute. But just want to remind you, too, all the kids, I know my kids want to go play in the snow. Just do a couple things before you go. Make sure your windshield wipers work. Make sure your windshield washer squirters work.
Good tires.
And make sure, now you're not going to obviously probably go run to the tire shop before you head out of town today. But, just make sure you got some decent tires. If not, wait till next weekend maybe. But let's just be safe. Have a work off the top 3/4 tank of gas. Keep your cell phone charged.
Blankets.
Take some dry socks and a couple snacks and go have some fun in the snow and make it back safe and get there in the first place. That's what we want to happen. Tim, we're going to blow through some of these phone calls real quick because now all of a sudden there's 5. So we've got Mike in Avondale. He's got a Dodge Dakota. Mike, how can we help you with your Dodge today?
Well, I had a problem basic with transmission. Because I got an automatic, and on the shifter it has tow and haul, and you push the button on the end of it. Mm-hmm. So if you're towing something, hauling something,
sure,
you got more RPM to for your load and stuff.
Yeah, I got you.
A week, it's only done it for one day. About a week, 10 days ago, I started up, and I went to come home, and my RPMs were a lot higher than usual, and I noticed it. They were in the range of I was towing or hauling a heavy load, and I couldn't get it to go back up where it's supposed to go.
Right. Any warning lights or indicator lights on the dash or anything?
None whatsoever.
None. Now, when you took off and you accelerated, did it seem to shift? Those 1, 2, 3 shifts. Did those seem right, or did it seem like it was taking off in a higher gear too?
It shifted correctly.
Right.
It's just that I'm going down the road, and my RPMs was higher than what they should be.
Right.
Well, my miles per hour.
I got you. So, it just sounds like it's just not shifting into overdrive or the top gear. For whatever reason that may be. Really what you're going to have to do, Mike, is you're going to want to find a good shop or a transmission shop. The bumper-to-bumper radio exclusive transmission shop is Tri-City Transmission. Now, they're a little bit far from you. They are in Tempe, and you're in Avondale. But a purchase like that, or the potentially purchasing one that you don't need, is the worst choice you can make. If you go into a transmission shop sometimes and you ask for a transmission, by golly, you're getting one, whether you need it or not. So you got to be careful there. The car needs to be diagnosed, and maybe it's not even a transmission problem. So, Mike, if you're looking for a good repair shop, or if you have one, stick with the one you got. Go see your guys. and let them diagnose it and give you some recommendations. If not, bumpertobumperradio.com, or for that matter, Tri-City Transmission. We're going to go with Jesus. He's got a 51 Chevy. Gosh, this is old cars today. Jesus, what's going on with your 51 Chevy?
Well, I got a 51 Chevy, but it's got a 1956 235 Chevy engine in it. And during the summer, I was driving it, just taking it for a Sunday drive, and I started backfiring through the carburetor, and I had to have it towed home. And the problem is this: I'm having problem finding a good shop or somebody that would actually do it. And I ended up taking it to a auto electric because I thought it was something electrical. I did everything I could, and I couldn't figure it out. And when they looked at it, they pulled the distributor, and they said that the gear on the camshaft that turns the distributor is stripped. Not the gear on the distributor, but the gear on the cam.
Wow.
And every time I call somewhere, they either don't want to do it because they said it's too much work, and so I guess I'm asking for a good repair shop that would work on something like that old.
Well, I don't know the condition is it a show car or anything like that, but I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it on this type of stuff. ADS, Automotive Diagnostic Specialties. They can pull that engine, they can rebuild it, they can do whatever they can, and those are the guys. If this is a custom car and stuff, those are the guys you want working on your car. It's really in their wheelhouse. And again, just because you're driving a 2017 Mercedes doesn't mean they can take care of that too. So, for your hot rod stuff, they've got the dyno. They just do some amazing work over there. So that might be a good place to start. Give them a call, and I'm sure if it's not something they're into, they'll make the right recommendation for you. They won't just leave you hanging. So we've got Greg and Tom on the line, and I'm going to go ahead and grab you guys. We asked for some phone calls, and you came through and you called for us, but I'll get you after the show because we just can't do you justice in the next 40 seconds or whatever we have remaining. So we'll get that going. B-Tech George is a listener who's a Volkswagen guy, and that's the nickname he's given himself. He's back to sending text messages. He was absent for a while, so welcome back, B-Tech George. Should maybe make him a commentator on the show, or a color commentator. So if you're going to go enjoy the snow, be safe, have fun, have a good time, and you can't have fun unless you can make it there, and then you can make it home. So be safe, don't text and drive, and from everybody at Bumper to Bumper Radio and KTAR, have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you next week.